Good morning, everybody. Saints man, small van driver on the CX with a very husky voice, or croaky voice is probably the worst word for it. Yeah, funny. I've just done a COVID test actually, and it's negative. You're not allowed to have a cold or a sore throat anymore. But yeah, woke up this morning pretty rough. I mean, it's Saturday. It's only 8:30 now. Wife's just gone to work. Um, yeah, don't know what it is, but yeah, just feeling a bit Tom and Dick, but. It ain't COVID anyway. It's the first thing you think of now, isn't it? Oh God, I've got COVID. But no, got a negative test, so we're hoping it's just a cold or a sore throat. I've put it down to the air conditioning because I've had it on in the van a week. We've got air conditioning in our lodge, both in the lounge over there and in the bedroom back there. And we've been living in air conditioning because at the moment it's 27 degrees, it's 8:30. So you just have to excuse the voice. I hate listening to my voice anyway. This must be bloody painful for everyone. But week in the life of. We started obviously on Monday morning. I'd got a job booked. It was a small job. It was for Chris, and it was one job in Northampton, believe it or not, only about a mile from where they are. And the second one was Mansfield. No problem, did that. Got 76 on that. And then I picked a job up quite quickly from Sutton in Ashfield, which was, I don't know, a few miles away, 10, 15 miles, to Castleford. And it was sorry about that. And that was putting a hydraulic motor on a pallet, which weighed 200 kilos. But no problem. And did that one. And I thought, am I making an error coming to Castleford? I know it's Yorkshire and round by Leeds, but am I going to get a job home? Because I want to get home, or try to. And I had to wait a little bit, and then I picked a job up from Keighley, which was a bit of a distance from Castleford, but that was going to Shepshed. Famous thing about Shepshed, if anyone knows, it's where I bought my pan-European motorbike from. There's a man there that was selling them, and it's the only time I've ever been there, and that's the second time I've been there. So I got 85 on that, and that was just a small box. Literally one very small box. It was a part. So good day, Monday. I started at 6:30 and I finished at 6 o'clock at night. So it was a long day. I had a couple of big gaps in between looking for work, especially around the Castleford area. I could have gone north. I could have gone across to Manchester, but I was looking for Journey Home, and that was the only one Shepshed. So that's what we got. So I did 350 miles for £212. So the mileage wasn't brilliant. It was about 63, 64 miles. I don't know, something like that, pence. But main thing is I beat £200, which is what I aim at, £200 a day, which it's achievable, I think. And also, I'd got to get home because Chris had got a job for me on the Tuesday, which was a long job. I do it quite regular. It was Northampton to Oxford. I'm looking that way because I've got the book. Northampton to Oxford to Cheltenham to Cardiff to Exeter. And the thing is, my daughter, Julie's daughter, my stepdaughter, they were down in Payton, which is only 20 miles from Exeter. So I thought, well, if I don't get anything else, they're on holiday, I'll go and see them. Grandkids, lovely. So I got 215 for that. So that's my day's done, really. And it was about, I don't know, 3 o'clock. Up as 2, 3 o'clock, done. And I thought, there's nothing going out of Exeter. There weren't nothing. I thought, what I'll do, I'll leave it till 3:30. I'll contact them, see where they are. If they're only a little bit away, I'll go and have a cup of tea with them, play with the kids, and I'm going to stay down, tramp in Exeter, even though it was roasted up. But it didn't happen because the famous horse seaman, which I've done before from North Devon, there was a horse seaman delivery to go to Chippenham, which is not a bad area, just past Bristol, swing a right on the M4, and it weren't in Chippenham, it was in a village 4 miles from Chippenham. Lovely place. For the life of me, I couldn't tell you what it is. A beautiful place. So I picked that up, 95 on that one. It was 120 mile. I think it was 120 mile loaded. Might not have been, might have been less, 115, something like that anyway. So, ended up in Chippenham, and now it's like 6:30 at night. And I've got an option. Chris hadn't got any work, so I weren't driving home because it's too far. So the option was just to keep the feed on, and I tramped. Yes, it was hot, but I managed to go on the industrial estate in Chippenham. I went parked for nights, but they just didn't rock my boat, the two that I found. So I ended up going to the industrial estate, up a cul-de-sac, parked up. I've got trees all round me, so I was in the shade. And believe it or not, I slept like a baby. I was in my bed by 10 o'clock. I'd been to McDonald's, been to Sainsbury's, used their facilities, been to McDonald's, got myself a coffee, which I'll come to in a minute, and got something to eat. And I got food anyway. And then I kipped. Woke up after 6, quarter past 6, and then realised I fell asleep and hadn't drunk my coffee. But with my thermos, believe it or not, the coffee was still warm. It was drinkable. So great tip there. If you get a tramp last thing of the night, get a coffee, leave it in the morning. It's still okay. So that was Tuesday. So I did a good day Tuesday. 310 for 417 miles, 75 pence every mile. And there was dead miles getting to North Devon from Exeter. It's about 10 miles out of Crediton. So yeah, good day. Come to Wednesday. I woke up. I went to Lee Delamere Services, had a shower, and I have to say, the showers at Lee Delamere were really good. Big, too, big area. Lock it. You're in there. You're all sorted. I had a shower at about 7:15. Made myself look respectable. I was going to say beautiful, but it's going to take longer. And look for a job. I was coming home. I was definitely coming home Wednesday because we got bike night, and I want to get back. And 2 nights, and it was, you think, I don't want 2 nights on the trot out. So I picked a job up at a Yate. Now, Yate's north of Bristol, north of the M4. And believe it or not, for a very small area, small place, it produces quite a lot of work, which I got a job. And it was going to Bourne End, near Slough. Yeah, not far from Slough. That sort of area. So that's what I did, and got that for 75. And all I took was an envelope. An A3, small envelope, or A5, I don't know which is the smaller one, and took that to Bourne End and dropped that off. It was a little engineering place. Beautiful village, Bourne End, by the way. If you ever get a chance to go, very, very nice. So from there, parked up, and I'm looking for somewhere near a home now. And it's a good area, Slough, but there's a lot of drivers. Voice is going totally now. A lot of drivers, and I managed to get a job meeting a driver in Slough. It was in Colnbrook. Everyone who knows Heathrow knows where Colnbrook is. And I was meeting a driver to take 2 deliveries, one to Stevenage, one to Luton. And I quoted on it 60 quid. I just thought it was 57 mile. It was £1 a mile. 2 drops, but £1 a mile. And he phoned me up and says, how far are you away? I said, I'm 15 minutes. So shot down to Colnbrook, met his driver. And he'd only got one of the items. He got the Stevenage. He hadn't got the Luton. So he says, do you mind following me to British Airways at Heathrow? He says, it's about 5 minutes. I went, no, that's fine. So I followed him to British Airways. I waited outside. He went in. He got another driver in there who was going trouble with customs with some up. And he brought the box out for Luton. And he says, you could do them in either order. It don't matter. I said, well, if you're happy, I'll do Stevenage first, then Luton, because I'm near home then. I'm only 30 odd mile from home. So that was agreed. So off we went. Stevenage, no problem. It was a massive building, just off the A1 on the right hand side. I can't even tell you what it's called. It's to do with jeans and cell stems. But again, easy to find. Massive place, but straight to the place where I've got to go. Easy. Then the Luton one. I put down I'd get to Luton no later than 4 o'clock. And I thought, well, I'll do it about 3:15. But there's a lot of traffic. I got there at about 25 to 4. And it was a signature, which is the flight. They're called support. So all the posh people go. They don't go through the normal shitty airport, queuing forever. They go and they get on their private jets. And this was an aeroplane part. And when I got to the gate, first time I've ever done this, there was 2 nice ladies there waiting, and they got walkie-talkie. Have you got a tail number? I said, I don't know what a tail number is. I'm going to be perfectly honest. I've got a couple of reference numbers, but there were no tail number. And there was loads of paperwork. And this was going to Germany, this part. And anyway, I found a tail number, on about one of the piece of paper, and it didn't match. She said, the security said, well, we haven't got that on our list. She says, but she spoke to the girl in reception and said, well, send him down and I'll see what it matches with. So I went down. I'd phoned the office, phoned the shippers. They didn't really understand. They said they didn't know where the town number was. And then I dropped it. I went into the reception, very plush. This is first class. If you win the lottery, this is where you're going to go to, check in, because you go through it, and all the Lear jets, the Gulfstreams were all there. And so a lovely lady, very nice lady, can't think of her name, and explained the town number. She says, that plane took off at 1:45. I went, right. She says, that should have gone on the 1:45 plane. That was the part that was needed. I said, well, I've got it here as quick as I can. I says, let me phone my office. So what they'd done, I picked someone up from Heathrow that was never, ever going to get on this plane. So I phoned the office, and after a little bit of to and fro, he says, leave it there with her. We're going to get an engineer going and collect it. I said, okay. So I said to her this, I was explained. I says, there's an engineer apparently coming. Can you store it? It was a box, crisp size. She went, yeah, it can go in that room. Is the engineer coming today? I said, I presume so. So what I said, I'll give you the number. I'll give you the company. So I told her the company was, we were, not me, obviously. I was working for someone else. I said, if there's any issues, you have to phone him. I said, but he's assured me in the office there's an engineer coming. So she took it, signed it. I'm out the door. What I did then, I phoned the shipper again and told him, explain what I just told her. He was a little hesitant. And I'm thinking, I wonder when that engineer's going to get that box, because she didn't really want it. But I've done all I can do, and that was the end of that. So got the money for it. And then I'm trundling back for bike night. And on the way back up the motorway, a job popped up for pick up Rushden, which is not far from Northampton, tonight before 5:15, and tomorrow morning deliver to London, wait and return to Hackney. And I recognise the job, and they replace CAT scans and things like that, medical stuff, but it's normally CAT scan replacement parts, and it's exactly what it was. I got the job. I originally booked £160 because it was 80 miles either way, so I booked £1 a mile, and I knew I was going to be taking a couple of quite heavyish pallets down, small little pallets, and got it. So I went and picked it up at Rushden. 2 small pallets, one weighed 80 kilos, one weighed 110, and you take a little, all I can say, it's a trolley, like a scissor trolley, which you put in the back of your van, and it goes under your van, slide it on, and you work it with a trolley. And I was meeting an engineer in Hackney, in a hospital, but it wasn't a national health. Well, it was a community one, big hospital, and I got to meet him at 9 o'clock. So that was Wednesday done. Pretty rubbish money, 135 for a fair few miles. So it wasn't brilliant Wednesday, but I'd got the load on for Thursday. And I thought, well, that's good because I'm just going to have a chilled out day. So I went down. I got to Hackney about 8:10, 8:15. In the hospital, I waited. I told the lady, yeah, wait in the services to where the lorry vans go. Then I phoned the engineer. He said, I'll be there about 8:55. And when he got there, we eventually found each other. He said, I'll bring your van round. We're going in the main bit. So I brought it round, and it was fascinating because the company paid me waiting time, and it was £20 an hour. But could I assist the engineer to get this, because it's so heavy, to get it into a CAT scanner, which was fantastic because it was 35 degrees and we were in the radiology department, the X-ray, the scanner, aircon. And I'm sure that's where I've got this bloody throat from, been in aircon all the while. So, waited with him. Absolutely fascinating. If I could edit it, I would. I've took some photos, a couple of photos of this CAT scanner. Bloody enormous. And, oh my God, the wiring and all that. And he got to replace a big lump, which he did. It took him, I got 3 hours waiting. So what the shipper said, when you're ready to come home, phone us and we'll add the waiting time onto you edit the invoice. So it was 3 hours. And to be honest, it was great. I helped him a little bit. I didn't do nothing technical. All I did was a bit of lifting. And I just watched and I passed him a few tools he needed. And once he run the check and got it going, he says, "You can go, it's all good." So I took the defective one, I was taking it back to Rusden. I don't use the other bit, the other pallet at all. He said, "I don't need that." He says it's working. So I left him. I got another £60, so I'm up to 220, and I'm going to be back in Rusden by 2:30, 2:45. Done. Thought, brilliant. Got me money for the day, and I got an early finish. I got the M25. I was just getting to South Mims. My phone went. It was the engineer. Lovely bloke from Zimbabwe. Really nice bloke. Name's Eric. And he just went, "Mate, you're going to have to come back." He says, "I've put the covers all on, and the bit that you've got, the other bit," he said, "this bit is defective." He said, it's come up as an error." So I thought, great. So I turned round, I'd done 17 miles. So I did 34 extra miles, turned round, went with back, phoned the shipper, told them what was happening. They said, "Well, can we bring you 20 quid on there for the, your mileage, extra mileage?" I went, "Yeah, that'd be fine." And back I went. And on another hour and a half, because while I was going back, he got the bit out, it wasn't as big. I got the pallet off the back of the van, back in the hospital, unwrapped it, put the new one in. That'll work fine. And that was another hour and a half. So all in all, I got £90 waiting, and I got 20 quid extra for the mileage I did because I'd left him and had to go back. So I was pleased with that. That was fine. It was a full day, but I hadn't really worked hard, and my pence per mile was massive because I got £270 and I only did 245 miles. So it worked out about £1.12. So that brought my mileage right up. And when I got back to Rusden's not a very big place. And I thought, I hadn't got a job for Friday, didn't really want a lot. And a job popped up. I was about 3 miles from Rusden. This is about up as 4. And it popped up Rusden. Pick up, deliver tomorrow to Scunthorpe. I thought, let's have a look. No drivers around. I thought, I'll quote on that. Quoted £1 a mile. Well, not quite. It was 108 miles in the end because I had to go to Northampton. And I got 95 quid. And I booked it. It was 2 small boxes. So Thursday was a brilliant day. And also I got a load for Friday morning. It had to be delivered to Scunthorpe at 8 o'clock. So I got an early start. And Friday I thought, right, I'll get to Scunthorpe and I'll look for a job home. Done. Well, this is where we had a bit of fun because we got to Scunthorpe, British Steel, meeting a bloke, wrong gate. He got to the wrong gate. I'd been told to go to this gate. Met him in the end. Couldn't get him on the phone to start with. Phoned the shipper up. Give them the do. They bunged me an extra tenner because of pissing around, which was good of them. Really good. And I was pissing around for about half an hour. And then we found him and got it done. I parked up in Morrison's. And then I thought, see what happens now. This was now 9 o'clock. See how busy Scunthorpe and round there. There was 2 drivers near me. 2 drivers near me. And I thought, we'll see if we get anything. And we weren't anything. And it went on a bit and on a bit. I thought, blimey. It was coming out of Hull, going north. And then a job popped up Hull to Bradford. I thought, I could probably do this and get across to Bradford. It'd still be lunchtime. And then get a job south. Friday afternoon, bound to get even if I cut me price a little. So I quoted, it was only 70 mile. I quoted £85 because I put on the notes. Important, but always put on your notes if you're a distance away. I put, 20 miles away, so it's 90 miles. Quoted £85. I've got dead miles to cover. That's why the price is that. Didn't expect to get it, and I got it virtually straight away. I had to travel, get to go over the Humber Bridge, £1.50. Thank you very much. Nice bridge, though. And I picked up out of Hull 5 tubs, 20-kilo tubs of caramel sauce from a food factory, going to their food factory in Bradford, one of their depots. I'd gone to the main distribution centre to go to their depots because they're running out of caramel sauce. Wow, important job that. And M62 round Leeds, it's still, there's only one word to use it, fucked. It's just roadworks. They're building Central Reservation. It's gone on forever. And it took me a while. Yeah. But I got done. I was done and in Bradford by 1 o'clock. all finished. So I thought, right, I wasn't even going to look too hard. I thought, what I'm going to do is get us something to eat, go stop here for a little bit, and then and then in the end, I decided not to stop. I thought I'm going to trundle down the motorway, stop at probably between Sheffield and Leeds, somewhere like that, and just chill out and have a sandwich. So that's what we did, because I'd already got 180 quid on the day, so I've got enough for my week, but I've got 140 miles dead, which I don't really want to do. But I thought I will go further down. I call it going down the hill from north to south, going down the M1. And I got to Sheffield, and I thought I'll go between Sheffield and Nottingham, and I'll wait there. Tib Shelf, I think it is. I may have got that wrong. There's a services down there anyway. So I carried on driving. And when I got to near Nottingham, north of Nottingham, well north, a job popped up from Kirkby and Ashfield. It got a Nottingham postcode to Melton Mowbray. And I thought, you know what, that just if I could just get that. It was 32 miles loaded. I got about 10 miles from it. And I put a bid in straight away, 45 quid. And got it. The phone went. He says, could you do that little job for us? I said, yeah, no worries. And I've been to this firm before, and I've been to where the delivery is in Melton Mowbray. It's a freight forwarder. So I knew exactly what it was. I thought, lovely. And that drive to Melton Mowbray is a lovely drive, the 606. And then Melton Mowbray to my house is all motorbike riding down the beautiful back roads. So I got to Kirkby and Ashfield company, and they hadn't got the details for it. It's going abroad. He said, have you got a number? I said, no. So I phoned the shipper, and he went, I'm waiting for an email from Belgium. He says, you may have to wait a bit. He said, this might not even go now. He says, but I'll give you a cancellation fee. I thought, oh, that's a pity, because I'm going home anyway. And in the end, he says, if I ain't got in touch with you by 3:30, phone me, and we'll have to sort something out. Well, their end sorted it. Got an email from Belgium, and he knew the part. So at 3:30, I was over 35, 40 minutes. And the old boy bunged me a tenner as well. So really appreciate it. Shippers have been good this week. Been any problems, they've bunged me. They've obviously got money in the job, but he's still appreciative. I appreciate that. So that's what happened. I picked it up just after 24, run to Mount Mowbray, then run home. So that day was a good day. I got 235 quid. Longish day. It was a 12-hour day. So it was only 20 quid an hour, so it weren't brilliant, but I'd had a long wait, piddling around at each job, and that adds up. And also, the job, when I finished in Scunthorpe, I had a good wait, so I got a job in Hull. So it's not a goodish area, Scunthorpe, because Friday it was pinging, the jobs were pinging everywhere, apart from where I was. So, yeah, would I do it again? Go to Scunthorpe? Maybe not. But we got out there and we got home. So I had a good week in total. I got 1,162, which is 162 over a grand. So I'm over. Then plus your VAT, it works out 1,394. Then you take 9% off, and it works out at 1,260 something. But a really good week. I did 1,680 miles, which works out, believe it or not, 69 pence every mile. I tramped one night, which, believe it or not, weren't too bad. In fact, it's the best sleep I've had. I had really good sleep, actually. I've looked at a fair few videos as well. Yeah, a lot of pricing, a lot about pricing of jobs. Everyone's putting their input into it. Anvil Dave is, small vans, maybe £1 a mile. Everyone should do. I agree. It's never going to happen, Dave, by the way, because you ain't going to get the work. I know you should, and I quote well over £1 a mile on some jobs, especially small jobs, but I think Andy P's got it about right, 80 pence, 85. My minimum last week was 75 pence a mile, but that was my minimum. And I did that on about 4 jobs because it was going to a good area where I would get another job. If it's going to not such a good area like Scunthorpe, I quote a lot higher because I may have to travel 15 miles. It's all variances. Nothing's right. It's just what's right for you. Like last week, I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, 9, 10, 13 jobs. and 11 of them this week were on the CX. And yeah, my quote was 75p upwards. And like I said, on some jobs, I got a lot more. Like on the Rushden to back to Rushden, that worked out at £1.10 over 247 miles. I got 270 quid. So that was a good one. And I got £1 a mile, over £1 a mile for a lot of short jobs. Short jobs, I think you can get £1 a mile. Maybe just under, I don't know. But everyone's got opinions about it. And no one's right, no one's wrong. It's just if it works for you and you're making a living, that's all you got to do, really, isn't it? It works for me. I would like to get more. Don't get me wrong. I would like to get more. But I guarantee if I quote higher, I ain't going to get the work, or I ain't going to get a lot of jobs. I think Pete the Courier said it. If you get about 1 in every 3 jobs you quote for, you ain't far off. If you've quoted on 8 jobs and you ain't got a job, then you may be quoting just too high. And if you're getting every job, then you may be quoting slightly low, but I don't know. But it's got to work for you. You've got to look at your overheads and all that. And once you looked at your overheads and everything, if it works out you're making a living, then fine. I think Tallman Small Van, I looked at his video, he put one on there last night. And he said the same. If you haven't got a lot of responsibility, in other words, I haven't got a mortgage. If I had a mortgage, I've got 3 kids, I've got to earn a certain amount of money, I would be struggling. I'd be struggling on a small van. You maybe have to go to a big van or something and try and earn more money. But I haven't got that responsibility, whereas I don't need to earn mountains. Yes, I still like to earn a good living. Yes, we like to go on holidays. But I've got the responsibility. That's the word for it. Responsibility of bringing in a massive wage to cover. And at the moment, it's all going south. Recession will come in. We've got rid of our cafe end of this month. And we're out of there by August 31st. Julie and Natasha, my daughter, they're finished with that because they were working their asses off and weren't making any money. They were just breaking even, really, not even. And it's going to get worse as the winter comes on. So got out just right. So all in all, another good week. I wish I could stop croaky voice. I feel great. But I ain't got COVID, so fingers crossed don't carry on. Got a job booked in Monday. So if I'm good enough to do it, should be all right. And that's picking up Northampton, 7 o'clock. Going to, I can't bloody remember. Oh, going to Oxford, Thatcham, Exeter. I'm going to be in Exeter about 2:30, 3, so there's a good chance I'll be staying down in Exeter unless something comes up. If not, I won't be driving back from there. I'll be staying down there. But you never know. Exeter, everyone says it's a bad place. There's not many drivers down there, I'll give you that. There's hardly any drivers. But if you do get a job, you're going to get well paid for it because there's only you can do it. So I'll take a chance. And if I don't get nothing, hopefully get a job Tuesday morning. So thanks for subscribing. I'm going to have a look at editing soon because everyone seems to be professional now. Jesus, I nearly crashed the van when Anvil Dave put that one up about Neil. Bloody hell. There's some that's just not right. That's just not right. No. If I'd have been driving my van and I'd have crashed, I'd have been the van. I'd never seen Neil look so good. I don't think Neil's looked so good. I don't know what Susie's good lady thinks about it, but hey. But been watching the videos. Interesting. Everyone seems to be. I'd love to see TG. I think it's TG Logistics. Lad from Manchester. Everyone's got opinions and it's great, and that's what you should have. And I think someone put on there we should have a WhatsApp group and share our opinions on a WhatsApp, which I think is brilliant. I think Freddie Fletcher put it on there about James. Freddie Fletcher put it on Tallman's comments. And yeah, I think that's probably a great idea. But anyway, I'm going to go because I'm rambled for half an hour. Hope you're doing well. Hope my voice clears it because we're going out tonight. I've had a couple of paracetamol and I'm now going to go and sort out vehicles, but it's very hot outside. So I ain't going to be doing a lot, just checking the oil and waters. They ain't getting clean today. It's too hot. Hope you're doing well. Keep subscribing. I will look at editing a video. I might do a short video and edit it and see how much time it takes, because, like I say, I don't even look back over these. It's 1-0 and that's it. 1-0 Webb. 1-0 Saints, man. And rugby starts soon as well, so come on, boys. Take care.